Greetings everyone again. 7 here from London. As always, I always want to thank people for, everybody who's sharing my information and sending out love and beautiful comments. I'm really, really grateful to you. I feel like for 15 years I've been more or less battling just with witnesses on my own. And now there's kind of a whole army of people that are rising worldwide, it appears, and I think a lot of us in the UK have Brian Harvey to thank for opening the floodgates, or what will be the floodgates of what is a nightmare and has been a nightmare for many, many people. Some of the people are not with us anymore. We'll never know how many people have been killed, over the years. People who've contributed amazing music, amazing creations, films, scripts. We just won't know how many people. But those of us who are survivors, who are able to bring forth our truth and our stories, we all have an important part to play. And today I want to touch on, I watched Brian's video where he put out what he went through in 2015. And it takes a lot of courage to show yourself that vulnerable, especially as a man, because we live in a culture where we are taught to be emotionless, to feel nothing, to feel that to have emotions makes you weak. But that's who we are as people, we have an intellectual side, we have a physical side, spiritual side, an emotional side, an etheric side, and all of those parts of us have to be, to be a whole person. We have to be able to think forth all of ourselves, and it took a great deal of courage for a man to show himself in such a vulnerable state, and no mask, no nothing, just as he really is, and I applaud him for that. And for me personally, when I was watching it, I've been through exactly what he's been through. Exactly, just to give you an example, and I'm telling my truth. It's something I've done for years. I'm not just beginning to speak now. I've been speaking for 15 years about this. And, if you cast your mind back, if you remember Randy Quaid, he was exposing it in 2010. I was in hiding at the time. In 2010, I remember seeing Randy Quaid talking about star whackers and, him and his wife having to flee for their life from the music and entertainment industry. I think it's the entertainment industry with Randy Quaid, because he's a script writer and producer, I believe. And there's another man as well from a rock band who, similar thing, similar scenario. There's myself before 7/7 bombings. After Tamsin Allen and Helen Alexander stole my scripts and my multimedia platform, and they put a whole operation around my house. The first thing that I saw was Carlton Television, a van with Carlton Television at the side, was like driving around. I thought, what's that doing there? It wasn't long after I went to the meeting to meet Helen Alexander that I started to see that van. And it didn't take long before I started to see vans outside my house, that were just sitting there, and men sitting in cars just outside my house all day long. And, I'd watch from the window. I've got, like, God knows how many photographs I've got. I used to document it, especially when I was in hiding. I used to film from the window. That's how I filmed the van that turned up and they pulled up my water pipes at my front door in order to poison my water. Everything that Brian said resonated with me. It's been done to me. Come home, had my house broken into, um, plug sockets removed. I've showed you photographs in previous videos. I won't pull them out again. But I will show you, because he was talking about vans, and when you see this type of thing, in his case he was talking about purple vans, because I don't know the connection between purple. A lot of that kind of thing I'm only discovering myself. Um, to me, colors are colors. I wear any color I like. I don't give a shit. But they do. If obviously, if he was watching videos of purple, they would put a purple van outside to make him paranoid. You know what I mean? And or to make him feel unsafe and scared for his life, because that's part of it, to make you feel scared for your life. This is the same type of thing. In my case, they use sevens, because obviously my name is Seven, and so they'll put these vans outside your house, and it's so blatant. Who does that? Who would spend the time and the money to put vans outside somebody's house? And as I showed you before, I know I've showed you this stuff before, but because I'm just referencing, I'm doing this really to confirm what Brian's saying, because it's happening on a massive scale. Years ago, I only thought it was happening to me, because I didn't know about this whole program. I was just shocked. I only went to a meeting to meet this woman, Helen Alexander. I didn't know I met somebody from a satanic crime ring who was part of Jimmy Savile's network. I didn't know anything about that. I was just an ordinary person. Yeah, I'd been in the entertainment industry, in the music industry, but I didn't know that this is what they're doing to people. As it played out for me, I was just in shock. I could not believe what was happening. That's why my hair fell out, and, I lost so much weight. It was just, they used to have vans. If I went to visit someone, the same vans would turn up there as well. So basically, it's psychological terror. It's domestic terror and psychological terror. That's what the whole targeting program is. It's psychological terror being done to people who they know has dirt on them, who they know they have wronged. How do you do that to somebody that you have wronged? You totally destroy this person's life, try to get them to commit suicide, or try to murder them. In my case, it's because I want to be paid my wages, my profits from my stolen work. Can you imagine, all of you people out there who do a job, okay? Can you imagine 15 years of wanting to be paid and not being paid, and people trying to kill you because you want to be paid? Can you imagine? There's a woman in the comedy industry called Monique, and she's a comedian, and she's been exposing that black women are not being paid their rightful wages when it comes to any of these big companies. They'll pay their counterpart, the male counterpart or white counterpart, millions, and then they'll pay them like 500,000 or whatever. In my case, I have not been paid one penny, not one penny, while people go around with my work, my labor, my time, my heart, my love, my blood, sweat, and tears. These people are building mansions, they're buying countries, they're buying yachts in order to bring children, to kill them with my money, the proceeds from my work. That's what is behind my particular case. Okay, I know Brian's reasons for why they're targeting him are different, but the template is being played out the same. Now, during 7/7 bombings, just before it happened, when I became aware, I had issued proceedings because, as I said, I first saw a van outside my house. Next thing I saw, men were sitting outside my house, surveillance in my house 24/7. And I was just like, what is going on? Next thing I knew, I was getting death threats over the phone. They were hacking my phone, but they were doing it in a way to make me aware that they were doing it. They were doing it aggressively. I could hear clicks on the line, and, they were blocking when I was trying to talk to somebody. I could hear it being blocked. They couldn't hear me. I had to keep shouting, "Can you hear me? Can you hear me?" Then the line would go dead. I had to ring people back again and again and again, and it was happening to me and all my witnesses. Okay? And so, leading up to the court case, it became horrific. Scale of they speeded it up because obviously they were trying to terrorize and intimidate me not to take legal proceedings. But for me it was like, no way. You think you can steal my work, sell it in 126 countries and terrorize me so that you can do it? What planet are you living on? So basically I went to the police, and I had no idea. I went to Paddington Green police station in London, which is near Edgware Road. Anybody that lives in the UK will know that police station. It turned out that police station is totally corrupt. I had no idea at the time. And they probably paid off officers to keep quiet, because when I got my crime file, I saw that they crossed out names, people's names had been deleted, who stole my documents, Helen Alexander, all the crime ring, and the names had been deleted. Then later it emerged that Virgin, the company I was taken to see Helen Alexander was NTL, and they became Virgin Media. But it has emerged Virgin Media were paying the police. They've been paying the police, and it's all part of Murdoch. They're paying corrupt police officers to keep, anytime I report anything, they remove the file, they put things in the file to make it look like I'm some sort of nutter. They'll just corrupt it in any way, shape or form they can. That's why we had to go to the IPCC, which is the Independent Police Complaints Commission. And that's where I was protesting when I met Tony Farrell some years later. Because originally this all started late 2003 into 2004. But by 2004, my life became in danger. I realized my life is in danger. They were putting death threats through my door. My house was being broken into. They were using fake bailiffs to pretend that I owed money, and they would turn up on the door, And I'm saying all this detail because there are people out there, going through exactly the same thing. I'm watching Brian's video, and I'm listening, and I'm like, holy shit, this is exactly the template that is being done to me, and God knows how many people. Because as I've come out over the years, I've had people write to me and say, Seven, it's happened to me. And how many of us there are. That's why I've been appealing for people to come forward. Because it's only when people come forward that we start to realize what is happening, and everybody brings their piece of the story, and we start realizing the magnitude of what is being done to people, and that's why they are compromising people left, right, and center, turning people into pedophiles to keep their mouth shut, because at the root of it is organized crime. At the root of it is racketeering. Pedophilia, I believe what ISSACKAPPY said. I've been watching his videos, and he appears to me to be a honest man. I look at people from a heart level, and from what I feel like he's an honest man. Now, I'm going to have to cut it off and come back again, as I have been doing. But I'm going to try to keep it shorter this time. Okay. As I was saying, basically, they use the same template over and over again. It's a template. Anybody who comes forward with the truth, they use the template. And that's what I'm beginning to realize. It's just a widespread template that they're carrying out to all types of people. And when people start coming out from the industry and they compare notes of what has been done to them. That's why it's important for everybody to come forward with their part of that whole thing, you know, what they've personally experienced. Now, you know, when I listened to Brian, where he was talking about what he experienced, I resonated. He said he was in his house. You know, I've been in that situation on 3 occasions. The first time was before 7/7 bombings. Now, as I've explained to you, you know, I was going to take proceedings against them. I issued proceedings in 2004, August of 2000. It was the 5th of August 2004. Now, the court case was scheduled to happen in July of 2005. Now, running up to that, they had a whole campaign to terrorize me. So we're talking about me being followed, being stalked, gang stalked. We're talking about hacking of the phones, hacking of my computers. We're talking about break-ins, death threats, bailiffs, fake bailiffs coming to my house telling me I owed money for things I didn't owe. And, you know, this basically being on a daily basis. Wherever I went in the day, people were following me, taking photographs of me. You know, this was going on like hardcore, to the point where I had to basically let go of friends because I could see people were getting scared, you know. I mean, I was in the situation, there was no way I could escape it, but I just felt like, you know, people I loved, you know, people I loved and I love to this day, you know, I valued their friendship. I had to let go of them because I felt like I don't want anybody else to go through this. You know, my mother was scared. She ended up leaving the country. And my cousin, Ronnie, he stuck by my side the whole way. And I give absolute props to my cousin Ronnie. He was the one that smuggled me to Notting Hill Gate Police Station in 2005. But let me just give you an illustration quickly of the type of things that they're doing and what they've done to me, because I want to just make it aware, everybody is aware that this is a real thing. The thing that Brian put out today of what has been done to him has been done to me and many, many other people. Listen to Randy and Eva Quaid. You know, they exposed what was being done to them back in 2010. You know, there's so many people, there's so many of us. And so I'm just going to share my testimony. You know, I've done it many times, but just a little bit because my story is 15 years long and there's no way I can cover it in one video. But just to give you an example. So I issued proceedings in the Royal Court of Justice in the Chancery Division. And then I started seeing all this stuff about blowing up the trains. The movie V for Vendetta was being publicized in the papers, and I completely clicked. I realized it was the same people that they were planning to pull off a coup to try to get out of this case, because it was a massive case with high profile names in the entertainment industry, and they didn't want to face it, you know, and so they engineered this whole situation. Anyway, I went to the magistrate's court with all my evidence and I said, look, people are in danger, the public are in danger, you know, these people are crazy. I showed them what they'd done to me and the whole 9 yards. And the man in the magistrate's court, Marylebone Road, his name was Charles Reese. And, you know, I was in tears. I was in tears as I showed this man my evidence. Because I'd been to the police, I'd been back to the police, I begged the police to do something. They were ignoring me because people had been paid off. Police had been, you know, made to be silenced because there was so much money involved. They wanted to make sure that nobody knew what was going on. As far as they were concerned, I was just some nigger. You know, these people are racist. The fact that I'm black definitely has had an impact on my situation as well. But, you know, people are targeted of every colour, you know, every colour, every race, every religion being targeted, you know. Anybody who thinks it's just one people that's being targeted, you're just not aware. You know, it's a wide-scale program, and it's basically anti-truth. Anti-truth, anybody who's got or evidence on anybody who's a whistleblower who's exposing crime, any victim that's been violated in one way or another, the program will be rolled out on. You know, there's so many people, there's people being experimented on, you know, it's so many people being targeted from all walks of life, you know. But I definitely feel like the extent of my targeting is something to do with the way that I look as well. I think definitely that plays a factor in the way it's been done to me, you know, because I've had racist comments and things like that. But anyway, yeah, so basically, well, when I went to the magistrate's court and I spoke to this man, Charles Reese, he was a clerk, and I said to him, what should I do? You know, I said, I want to take an injunction. I wanted to take an injunction to stop the crime ring because I was my case was due to be heard in July of 2005. And this was now June of 2005. It was either May or June of 2005. And I could see that this had become a very dangerous situation. You know, I was being terrorized, you know, and I could see I was dealing with people that were not just criminals. I could see that there was another element here going on here. You know, it blew my mind. I didn't understand. I didn't know that this satanic cult was operating in the industry. I had no idea that this type of thing was going on. Everybody knows that the industry is corrupt and they steal people's material and etc. etc. But the level I experienced, I never knew that sort of thing was going on. You know, I was just an ordinary person. Yeah, I did TV shows and, you know, session guitar for people. But I had no idea that this was part of the inner fabric of, you know, the industry. And we now know that this has been going on for a long time, way before me. You know, but at the time I just thought, oh my God, you know, it's just me that is happening to. I didn't know about all the other cases until I, you know, started to expose my situation and people came out, and just like Brian is exposing his situation and people are coming out, you know, and ISSACKAPPY is exposing what he's seen and people are coming out. Andy Quaid, Lauryn Hill, she made them tune, Get Out, I'll Get Out. You know, listen to that song, I'll Get Out. You know, she's talking about the entertainment industry, you know. There's been loads of people, you know, that have been sounding the alarm for the public to know what's happening, you know. And I think we've arrived at the point where we have to do something about it. You know, we can't just allow it to go on and on and on, because we're seeing the extent that these people will go. They will kill people. You know, they'll murder anybody just to get away with what they want to get away with. So anyway, just to take you back a bit, so this is before I was to go to court. The death threats started getting worse, and, you know, I was being followed everywhere I went. You know, there was a van following me. You know, they would do things like put a car outside my house with the window wound down and somebody's bag placed on the back seat so that they could, you know, so that we would be stupid enough to put our hand in the window and take the bag or something like that. It was loads of situations where we could see they were trying to set us up. Another thing that happened, we were followed by black helicopters. Standard. It's still happening to me now. You know, followed literally everywhere by black helicopters. In fact, before they did Grenfell Tower, the night of Grenfell Tower, a black helicopter was hovering over my cousin's house. My cousin Ronnie's house. Now, it's his mother's sister that died in Grenfell Tower. Okay? And so just before Grenfell happened, didn't even really know there was a helicopter hovering above his house, stationed there. He didn't even connect the dots, But when I'm going to show you the crime file, and I'm going to show you all witness testimonies, and you're going to be shocked. But anyway, so basically, going back to what they did to me, eventually, I said to the man in the court, Charles Reese, I said, there's no way I can take an injunction. He said, take an injunction against the police to make the police take action. I said, I've already got a court case which is scheduled to happen in July. There's no way I can put a case together to, force the police to take action. He said, well, those are your options. I left there and I was like, oh my God, what am I going to do? So the only thing I could do was literally go in hiding, and I literally barricaded myself inside the house. And my house had vans all outside it. Just like Brian said happened to him, that's exactly what happened to me. And I could not believe it. But in my case, the next thing I knew, there was bombings went off, and they shot the guy, John Charles Menendez, 7 times in the head. I was like, you just have no idea. You have no idea. I was on the floor for in tears, hugging my stomach for I was in shock. I was in trauma. I don't know. I mean, when I put on the TV, they had my street on CNN News. I was like, what the hell is going on? This is a nightmare. It was like the movie Enemy of the State in real time happening to me, an ordinary person. I could not believe it. But anyway, I just had to think quickly, and what I did was people in the building, I wrote letters and I put them in envelopes, like loads and loads and loads of letters. I had a printer and I printed it out, and I sent letters to the mosque, Regent's Park Mosque, because they said it was Muslims and what have you. And I was like, oh my God, this is not true. This is lies. But I wrote to everybody. I didn't know what City of London police. I just thought it was another set of police, because I knew if I went back to Paddington Green, they wouldn't listen to me, because there's people in there that was complicit, So I wrote to all kinds of people, Trevor Phillips of race discrimination. I had a stack of letters like this, and I went to my neighbors. My neighbors knew what was being done to me. And, they came and knocked on the door, and they said, are you all right? I said, I'm all right. I said, take these letters. And they took the letters and they posted them out for me. And some people responded, because people were bringing my mail. And some people responded. City of London responded and said they will not be investigating anything. I was like, what? People are getting killed, And no, they didn't do anything. So I stayed there literally, and there were fans all outside my house. They were waiting for me to come up, and they would have done to me what they did to John Charles Menendez, And God love my cousin Ronnie, because he was the one who smuggled me after 3 months of being in there. I went in there about early June, and basically at the end of August, because it was my birthday, and my birthday is at the last day of August, and my cousin said, you can't stay in here anymore. You gotta get out. We gotta get you out somewhere. So basically, and I didn't know if I would be. I didn't know if I'd be shot. As we got to the police station. No, sorry, I can't speak anymore. Sorry. When I watch Brian, it's just been going on for 15 years. Okay. I got to the police station with my cousin, who's a black policewoman, and she took me into the back of Notting Hill police station. And she did a record of everything, and she said that the CID would be in to see me and my cousin and speak to witnesses. Nobody came. To this day, nobody came. That was 2005. And then I was able to walk free again. And that's how I started my case. When I got to court, the case had been removed from the court list, and they said I had to go before the Court of Appeal. So I went before Lord Justice Chadwick, and he did 2 hearings, and that's when I won. And they relisted my case back in the Chancery Division. Never got any courts. And then it went before Humphrey. A long story short, it went first before a judge called Warren, and he, they removed all the evidence. My boxes of evidence was removed, and they said when she comes in, keep fucking her around. That's what I heard the court staff instruct each other to do if I came in to remove my document from the court. And so I had duplicates of the bundles because of the extent of the criminality. I knew that I had to make sure that I had evidence, because that was the only thing that was going to save my life and the people around me's life and the innocent people. But I didn't know how it was going to play out. Anyway, I did win. I went before Humphrey, and you've heard the courtroom audios. If you go back and listen to, I think it's the video where I say response to Brian Harvey, those are the courtroom audios from Humphrey. And again, they pulled it. And next thing I knew, that judge was dead. There was an announcement that he was dead. And the criminal trial never happened because, they corrupted all the documents. They changed all the court orders to make it look like I didn't have any evidence. There were no witnesses. There were no, it was just a nightmare. So I fought for a further 2 years, and it's supernatural how I got my courtroom audios. That's another video for another day, because people don't get the courtroom audios. I got the audios, and then I went back to court, and then I went before someone called Warren, a judge. No, it was Justice Collins was his name, so-called Lord Justice Collins, only to find out he was the judge that was behind Pinochet, the actual, I think he was the Chilean dictator, and he was the judge, he was the lawyer that was behind that criminal, that war criminal. And they got him. So when I went back with my courtroom audios and I played the courtroom audios, he stopped it halfway through. He wouldn't even allow me to play them in the courtroom because the judge had made an order. After I won and I fought for my courtroom audios, I went back to Chadwick and I said, look what they've done to me. They've basically covered up and they've changed everything. and he was the one that ordered for the courtroom audio to be released, and it was Justice Warren that released them in 2008. And so in 2008, I went back to court, and it went before Lord Justice Collins, and he made an order that nobody was ever to hear my courtroom audios. I could not believe it. Nobody was to hear my evidence, nobody was to hear nothing. He basically blatantly, he said some kind of trying to flatter me, oh, you're a very intelligent person, this woman is very intelligent, but I'm going to make an order that nobody ever hears those courtroom audios. That's why I want the world to hear them, because he's got no right to do what he did. He's got no right to do what he did. That's criminal what he did, because it wasn't just about me, it was about people that had been killed, and he knew that, and there were obviously forces behind him that appointed him to block it all. So we reported him to Charing Cross Police Station. There was quite a few people that came to the hearing before that judge, Justice Collins, Lord Justice, so-called Lord Justice Collins. And so basically we went to Charing Cross Police Station and we reported him for his criminality. That came to nothing. And I've been living like a fugitive ever since, I'm a strong character, I'm a very spiritual person, so I try to keep myself healthy, I eat very well, I exercise every day, I play guitar, I try to live as much of a life, but sometimes I have to, because they've attempted to kill me many times. And in March, before Grenfell Tower, and I'm going to show you, they sent someone round to the place I was staying in, and he delivered a box full of microwavable materials. One of them was ignited, so it was designed to blow, to burn the building down where I was. That was before Grenfell. After Grenfell, there were black SUVs in the parking space outside where I filmed, where the building burnt down a few days ago. And after Grenfell Tower, they sent people to try to kill me then as well. So it's been non-stop. So when I watch Brian today, it just brings it all back to me. Brings it all back. And there's so many of us, If you listen to Lauryn Hill, she's got a song where she's singing I Get Out. There are lots of people that feel like we feel, but not coming forward yet. I believe that something's happening spiritually, something's happening. And tonight is a full moon, actually. Well, it's not full moon, it's a new moon. And it's a solar eclipse. And I know that they do really evil things. They sacrifice people during full moons, because we're talking about Luciferians and Satanists who are absolutely sick, twisted people. I mean, there's no words to tell you, and they're operating at the highest level, and so I really want people to send out prayers tonight, light, send out love to people, this is powerful energy that we have, and the dam is going to open, of what these people have been doing to us. So, and I think Brian Harvey's case is pivotal. I think ISSACKAPPY is pivotal. I think my case is pivotal. And everybody who comes forward, you are pivotal at this time. Not just us who have experienced it, but also you, the public who are watching, who are seeing what's being done to us and what is done to humanity, using us to do the evil that they're doing to the public. Because my money is funding. They put a slave trade around me, stealing my intellectual property on a factory level in order to fund, the killing of other people, the terror of other people, to expand these operations. That's how they managed to expand it, by killing people, stealing people's copyright. Look at Prince, and someone called Supercat in the reggae industry. He's come forward. Just type in Supercat, exposing the industry or something like that. I can't remember what that is, but there's a lot of people over the years that have come forward. We've all been fighting on our own, and somehow I think there's a quickening happening. There's a quickening, and we have to be mindful that these people are crazy. They will, these people will do false flags when they know the public is waking up and seeing that all the terrorism is just lies. It's all lies. All this stuff about Muslims, it's all lies. It's all being engineered. Honestly, you got to look at the evidence. I'm showing you evidence in the other videos. These are innocent people who are being framed. I'm not a Muslim. I'm not a Christian. I just believe in the Most High. I'm not part of any club, any group, anything. I'm just a lone ranger. I'm a spiritual individual. I believe in God. I believe in God. That is what carried me through, is my faith and my belief. As I told you, my mother died suspiciously. Her body was stolen from a mortuary. My father died suspiciously, 2014, both of them. My friends, 2 friends, in the same year, on the same day. That was the 17th of May in 2012. My friends Malcolm Moore and Howard Etchells, they both died on the same day. I got the call about Malcolm, and then later on I got a call about Howard. I was like, oh my God, and it's just been a nightmare on a nightmare on a nightmare on a nightmare. And, it's got to stop, but it's only you people out there that can stop it. You're the only thing between them continuing and them stopping it. There needs to be mass boycotts, public boycotts, exposing this, making it known that we're not tolerating it anymore. We know your Muslim terrorism is a lie. It's a total lie to cover up crimes that are being done at the highest levels. Using fear as a currency. Using fear as a currency in order to disempower people so that nobody comes forward, because everybody's terrorized by these people. But, I don't feel the way I do because I'm in fear. It's horrific. And it's against my nature, to do. Why should I have gone through this? Why? Why should anybody? Why should Brian and all the others, Randy Quaid, there's so many of us. Some of the people that we hear dying in the industry, I know that these people, in my heart tells me that the same thing is being done to them, but these are the ones that are being killed, because they tried to speak out. So this is why we rely on the public. We rely on you to come forward. We rely on you to sound the alarm and to make it clear that we're not tolerating your evil anymore. So, I'm praying that things just quickly turn around, because I can't take it anymore. I can't take it anymore. It's taken everything in me to be, calm. And, it's taken every ounce of my power in my person, But anyway, I want to show you something. Just what happened. There's a video about, we filmed it, we streamed it live, so I'll show you that and then I'll sign out. Okay, what I'm showing you here is a video where they tried to murder me in March last year. This was before Grenfell Tower, and they tried to burn the building down. And I want to show you. You can watch this yourself. I'm not going to play the whole thing, but what I want to show you is the boxes that they delivered to the building that I'm staying in. I'm standing in the corridor and I'm telling the truth about what has been done to me. And this box has been left. So basically what you're looking at here, let me just turn the sound down. This one One of the boxes is live, and they're all microwavable materials, and they've left it in the entrance of the building. And you can see that one of them is lit, and obviously they're in a remote location, and obviously it was designed to detonate it and burn the building down. And if you look, you can see it's lit, it's alive, it's live. All of these boxes were all opened, and then this one was just left. It was left at the bottom, but it was sealed. But when we opened it up, you could see that it was live. Okay, and so we tried to detonate, obviously, that from a remote location. And effectively, these are bombs. You know, this was a terrorist attack on me. You asked me whether the police has come about this. Not one police officer to this day has come. That's Mel, who spotted it, because I called him, told him that there was a man messing with the electrics. And so Mel came to the door, and the flat is on the 3rd floor, so we wouldn't have seen it. If Mel didn't come round, we wouldn't have known that this was left in the entrance. And as I said, this is a few months just before Grenfell Tower. And this is what they're doing to people. We stream this live on Facebook, and if you type in 7-Gate Update Part 2 Terror Murder Plot Against Targeted Female 7 Court live on Facebook, because my Facebook and most of my accounts were shut down, and they put this up as well, this notice up. If fire breaks out, I think it says breaks out in your flat, it's telling us to stay in the building. When I saw this go up, this went up like a few days or maybe a week or so before. And when I saw this go up, fire action, I thought to myself, why is that gone up all of a sudden? Who put it there? And my spirit, because I have strong intuition. When you're a targeted person, you have strong intuition, and you have to follow your intuition at all times. Don't listen to anybody. You know, this is my advice to Brian and everybody. Follow your intuition. If your intuition tells you to stay away from someone, it could be me, it could be anybody, it doesn't matter. Follow your intuition. You know, if people around you don't trust them, stay with people you trust, 100%. Because they send all kinds of people, you know, who are wolves in sheep's clothing to make it look like they're on your side, but really they're paid and bought for, you know, and they will do evil to you, you know, and they're getting paid to do it. So I just wanted to show you this because it's real, people. You need to see it in real time. This is what they're doing to us. You know, I've done nothing to nobody. In my case, I've just asked to be paid. Just to be paid. Just like all of you who are out there who work, honest days living. I want to be paid and credited for my work, which is famous. And because I want to be paid, this is what they're putting me through. It's a slave trade. It's a slave trade. They have no respect for anybody. They don't care whose life they destroy. They don't care who they kill. They don't care who they murder. These are the most satanic, evil, wicked people on the planet right now. And I don't say that lightly. And the only thing that's going to stop these people is you. It's you. It's the people out there that are watching this, you know. And I was very fortunate, and I've always had angels turn up. You know, 2 brothers turned up to look for me. And, you know, they saw this in the entrance. And thank God they found it in the entrance, because otherwise we would have all been killed in the building. All of us would have been killed. You know, and as I said, this is, as you can see, this is not long before Grenfell Tower. and they're trying to make it look like Grenfell Tower was a mistake or from planning or whatever. That's a lie. It's all by design. They're actually doing genocide on the people in the UK. They're actually doing genocide. No joke, people. This is real. If it wasn't for these two brothers that came and found me, God bless them, none of us would be here. So I wanted to bring that to you so that you can see it for yourself. You know, they turn up as electricians, and they're not Muslims. These are just, you know, it was a young guy. He probably was MI5 or something like that. He looked like he was about in his 20s. He was a white male. And, you know, this man knew what he was doing. These are the people carrying out the terrorist attack on people. It's not Muslims. Muslims are just put on the front stage to make it look like Muslims are taking over, Muslims are doing terrorism, Islam, all this bullshit. It's all bullshit. It's all an episode of EastEnders. You've got to remember, the people in these industries, they blow buildings up for movies all the time. They burn up cars, they burn up buildings. This is what they do in movies. Look at action movies. They've got access to all these kind of materials to carry out movies, and these same scripts, how they're putting these productions together, is how they're carrying out the false flags and how they're covering it up. You know, there's another. Let me see if I can. I don't know if I can actually go and type something else in. Let me just quickly type something else in. Let's see if it comes out. See if that comes out. Okay, this is and this was on the news the other day. I had it on BBC, and it basically this is ISIS, right? Supposedly ISIS. Terror threat revealed, jihad jump. And when you look at it, it's all green screen, right? They're saying, let me go back. How do you go back? Let me just do it again and see what comes up. This is what is put on the public, okay? And you lot think it's all a real, but they're showing you. Where's the one with the green screen? There is one, unless they've moved it off here. I won't be surprised if they've taken it off here. Let's see if it comes up. Maybe they've removed it because they know. Okay, so this is caught in the studio. This is studio of how they're filming it in mainstream. This is ISIS. It's a studio production. Okay? All done with studio. Green screen, everything. This is evidence, look. They're filming it all live on camera with a green screen, and they change the background to make it look like it's in the desert or something. And these are ISIS terrorists. But it's all green screen. Look. It's all green screen. Lights, camera, action. That's what you're dealing with. That's your terrorism. That's your terrorism. The video that you need to look at is this one. Okay? The only thing that you can do to stop this is get the information out. Let the world know what is happening. Go to another one. Green screen. Full stage theatre. ISIS is fake. It's all fake, people. It's all fake. And as I told you, my street was on CNN when they were carrying out 7/7 while I was inside. The house barricaded inside. That's why when Brian released that video today, showing what is being done to him. It just broke my heart, you know. It just put me in a state of, put the whole thing back to me of what has been done to me, you know. But anyway, I'm gonna sign out. I just want, as I said to you people, it's all fake. I don't know if you can hear me now because that light is not working. It should say, I don't know what's happening. If you can hear me, if it can still be heard, I'm sorry, I will get to the comments and I will respond. I'm grateful to everybody. Please share the video, get the truth out to the public, and I'll keep you updated. Much love. Stay strong, Brian. Stay strong, ISSACKAPPY, and everybody out there who's coming forward. Just be strong and keep telling the truth. And, you know, boycott that industry. Boycott it because it's evil. Okay, much love. And send light today. It's a solar eclipse, moon, partial solar eclipse. Send light and love and prayers until we change this. Okay, much love to everybody.